Okay, guys, so in this video we're going to talk about NEAT, okay, and also NEAT in the wider context of Tdee, right? So NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and TDEE stands for total daily energy expenditure. Okay, and you can see on the screen here we've got a chart here showing that. So essentially, total daily energy expenditure is how many calories are burned by you in a day from everything that you do, right? It's your total daily energy expenditure. But if we can understand how that's broken down, it can actually help you in terms of managing your fitness journey, whether you are in a fat loss phase, and it's going to be especially helpful if you're in a fat loss phase, but also if you're in a muscle building phase, okay, by understanding what's going on here. So if you look at the chart there, you've got total daily energy expenditure on the left, which is the whole thing. And then you've got the components of total daily energy expenditure broken down there in the chart. So the first one is BMR, which is basal metabolic rate. That is essentially how much energy, how much calories it takes to keep the lights on in your body. Okay, just the very most basic bodily functions without really doing anything else. How much energy would it take to keep the engine running? Okay. After that, we've got NEAT, which we've explained as non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is essentially all of your movement that is not really exercise related. Okay, that's you walking around everywhere you walk, your steps. It's you when you do the laundry. It's when you cook. It's when you fidget. Alright, that is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay. After that, we've got TEF, which is the thermic effect of food, which is basically how many calories does it take in order for you to digest your food. You can see that it's comprising about 10%. NEAT's about 15%. Basal metabolic rate obviously accounts for the majority, it's about 70%. NEAT's about 15%. The thermic effect of food's about 10%. And then we've got the last part, which is about 5%. It will vary depending on which chart and which study was done. But the last part is EAT, which is actually nothing to do with food. It's exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, and that's just basically exercise. How many calories you're going to burn from exercise. And again, it only comprises 5% of total daily energy expenditure. So interestingly enough, out of all the different things that make up your calorie burn throughout the day, you see here that exercise is the smallest part, okay, which is quite interesting, because what it means is that when we look at your journey, exercise perhaps isn't as important as we think it is, or at least there are other factors and lifestyle factors that we have to consider when we're looking at your fitness journey. The thermic effect of food, okay, you know, we're going to have your diet set up for you in a certain way, and you can't really control that that much or affect it that much. When we're looking at what we can affect here, and we're talking about NEAT can be affected a lot, and it's not to be underestimated about what you can actually how you can actually raise NEAT and lower it depending on what your goal is. Obviously, if you're going for fat loss, you're probably going to raise it over time. And that would be by doing, basically being more active outside of the gym, when you're not working out. So that would be things like just being much more conscious of your activity level, walking around a lot more, raising your steps up. And obviously in our program, we keep you very accountable with your steps and stuff like that, and raise them up over time if you're trying to lose body fat. Being aware of your activity level as you progress through your journey, your body's going to start to slow you down, and subconsciously you're going to be lying around more, sitting on the couch more, and it's that point you need to think about NEAT and think about getting up and moving around, being more active, not being lazy around the house, and all that sort of stuff. Okay? And yeah, that is pretty much it. It's just a chart that I wanted you to see because it's so interesting when you go on these fitness journeys that you think it's all about what you're doing in the gym, when in reality you look at how much a exercise contributes towards total daily energy expenditure, and it's really not that much. All right, and even if you think you're doing great workouts, it's still not that much. So your activity level outside of the gym, i.e. NEAT, is very important and matters a lot, okay, and can be influenced a lot. So bear that in mind as we go through the journey, okay. That is NEAT, Tdee for now.